I don't know if this is artistic or just plain weird, but I figured I'd give you guys something different. Feel free to tell me that it's dumb in the comments down below. No lights. The no lights version. No lights. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Nectar's new smoothie. It's like a passion, pitaya, pineapple. It is a zap from the heavens above. I freaking love it. And I love all you as well. That's why I'm bringing you Nintendo news in 10 minutes flat. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. We've got some epic things to discuss today, including plans for the next Animal Crossing game, what that means for the current Animal Crossing games, and other new announcements that have been popping up across the globe for Nintendo Switch. Let me know your take in the comments down below. And we're kicking it off with the Stone of Madness. This is the new project from the Blasphemous team that they were teasing on Twitter last week. It's finally revealed that the Game Kitchen is developing a new tactical stealth adventure for the Switch with crazy cool art style. This game is dropping in early 2025, and it's got a really neat premise. Instead of just being the typical stealth title, you are 5 forsaken inmates who must work together to escape this monastery. And it seems like they each have their own powers and abilities. We see the old lady turn into like a creepy witch. We see somebody go invisible and just like move through a gate. And then everybody is trying their best to basically take everyone out in a stylish, stealthy way. The hand-painted art style is really cool. You can tell that it's borrowing a bit from Blasphemous, but whereas Blasphemous is a pixel art game, this is a much more thoroughly realized art style, and I think it looks really nifty. There's also this madness meter where you have to manage your different inmates' sanity, and they have negative traits including paranoia, dementia, bouts of violence, and different things like that. So there still is a very dark side to this game, but I think it looks really, really cool. I don't know how it's going to work out because it seems like all the stealth is taking place in bright daylight, which is a bit odd and bizarre, but the environments are awesome. They kind of just float, giving me like Captain Toad Treasure Tracker vibes, but if Captain Toad was not the jolly Ollie man that he is, and instead was like some twisted, demented, terrible prisoner. Anyways, this game's out early 2025. I think it's one we should definitely keep our eyes on, as well as Epic Mickey Rebrushed. The impressions for that game continue to come out. People have played more demos at Gamescom. Apparently, it looks and plays way better than it did. And this is an interesting case where a game could get a second chance at life, because I feel like Epic Mickey had a chance to be epic and ended up being just a big old splat of paint. When it initially released way back when, nobody really cared so much. It was like a Wii game and it kind of just did nothing, but now apparently it's a lot better. Can Epic Mickey on September 24th actually be an interesting, engaging game? And can it be something that sets a bar where in the future, okay, remakes aren't just to relive the nostalgia, but to give a game a new lease on life? 14 years later, Epic Mickey might be a new cool game that people can play, and I think that would be really neat. I do hope it turns out, but let's focus our attention on something that has turned out quite strange, which is the Animal Crossing phenomenon of the Nintendo Switch era. Animal Crossing New Horizons was fantastically made and built up thanks to not only cool game design, interesting characters, a lot of frequent updates, but also a global pandemic. Nonetheless, Animal Crossing New Horizons took the world by storm, succeeding more than any other entry in the franchise, and then unceremoniously disappearing. They released one major 2.0 update, one major Happy Home Paradise expansion, and then said toodles. And a lot of people thought it's because they've got Pocket Camp as a major engine for money. Well, what about now that Pocket Camp is ending? Pocket Camp is officially done in November, and that begs the question, what is next for the Animal Crossing folks? They no longer will have the cash cow that is Pocket Camp, the mobile masterpiece or maniacal masterpiece that Nintendo has crafted to suck up a bunch of money, but to offer consistent updates, whereas Animal Crossing New Horizons, despite selling amazingly well, just dried up. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is going to have an interesting offline paid version that allows access to everything, and that has to sort of feel bad. The microtransaction folks who paid for every little thing along the way now are going to be usurped by a version that probably costs what? $15, $10, and gives you everything. Yes, it's 7 years late as Pocket Camp released in 2017, but Bit of a strange, bizarre turn. Now, the game is offline, you can't visit other camps, and there will be some other features that are not accessible in this version, but that will be interesting to see the price, and maybe this even becomes something that New Horizons fans are much more eager to pick up, knowing that it's just one consistent package with all of the extras and all of the gear. But Pocket Camp does not allow for the island design awesomeness that New Horizons did bring to the table, so the new next Animal Crossing is really what we are all hungry for. Given that there is a new Nintendo Switch coming next year, could Animal Crossing, the follow-up to New Horizons, be right around the corner? So Animal Crossing Pocket Camp debuted in 2017, New Horizons dropped in 2020, and now it's going to be 2025. We're talking about a 5-year gap since the last Animal Crossing release, and honestly, that seems like plenty of time. But then you must consider that New Leaf dropped in 2012, and it was 8 years between releases of major console entries in the mainline AC franchise. Will Nintendo opt to wait to 3-4 years into the Switch 2 lifecycle to drop a new Animal Crossing, or was part of the reason New Horizons took so long because Pocket Camp was the focus and it was insanely profitable for everyone involved? I think it might be more of the latter, and perhaps we will get an Animal Crossing game early-ish on in the Switch lifecycle. Now, I don't think you should expect a 2025 Animal Crossing release, although that would be absolutely epic. It seems to me that maybe the second year is a thing to target for the Switch 2, as opposed to the fourth year when it came to Nintendo Switch 1. I don't think we need to wait 4 years, and honestly, 4 more years till Animal Crossing seems crazy. That would be 2028, again an 8-year gap, and goodness gracious, like that means AC New Horizons would be dead for 6 years between releases, and that gives a lot of people a lot of time to forget and then re-expose themselves to the characters and the concepts of AC. But I'm hoping that Nintendo utilizes the Switch 2, the enhanced power, to make something even more awesome and to deliver a true evolutionary Animal Crossing experience and not just a retread. In that case, they could take all that they learned from New Horizons, including the tech of terraforming, as well as more multiplayer mayhem, and bring it in a much more elegant way that does not have all of the issues that ACNH had, and maybe deliver something that doesn't feel so bare bones right off the bat. Maybe deliver something that has a full feature set and then just gets extra expansions, rather than needing all of these updates to bring back characters that were already in the franchise many times before. Honestly, I think Nintendo needs to go to work on this one. They don't have Pocket Camp to rely on anymore after November. Yes, they'll get the base price from the paid offline version, but most of the people that were whales in this game, right, the people that were really heavily invested in spending a lot, they're done. Like there's nothing new. It's over. Like they're not going to be playing the mobile version much longer if it's coming to a close, because those updates and those frequent new releases and all of the content, clothes, and items was what kept people on board. And especially because other companies are getting privy to the success that Animal Crossing New Horizons could potentially bring them, and that's why I say enter Photopia, a new game from NetEase, who I don't think you should sleep on. NetEase is making Marvel Rivals, and they're doing everything right. And it seems like NetEase as a publisher is making many smart decisions as of late and trying to really integrate themselves as a major player in the PC and console space. Now, Photopia looks a lot like Animal Crossing, except done better. Early previews of the game are very positive, and it is a floating island game where each villager has a power-up. Each villager has a superpower. Some of them are silly and dumb, like Insomnia, but then that villager is always accessible. Some of them can change the weather. Some of them could do really awesome stuff. They also bring convenience with a vacuum that allows you to harvest everything at will, and it seems like this game is more about modernizing the elements of Animal Crossing, making it convenient, and allowing you to focus on the extreme fun of designing an island. Plus, it does look like once you build up your island, you'll be able to go to other islands. They show off a food-based island that has like a place where you can order food, many more shops, possibly even a hub area, and still cutesy characters. Although I will say, nothing will top the villagers in Animal Crossing and sort of the established repertoire, right? The closet of characters that AC has built up is beloved by me, by you, by any Animal Crossing player, and getting people attached to a new set of faces and even furry friends will be very difficult. But what if a game does more? Can a game usurp Animal Crossing by being a better version, by offering better terraforming, more exciting multiplayer options, a more frequent and consistent drop of new gear, new items, and new content? A game like Photopia could considerably improve upon all of those and deliver a much more fleshed out experience that allows you to tap into your creativity minus the constraints that AC provided. Although, given what I know about Nintendo, AC, and the Switch audience, it feels unlikely that the Animal Crossing player base will shift to another game, because part of what they love is just everything that makes AC AC, quirks and all, issues and all, problems and all, old feeling features and all. I don't think that means Nintendo should just rest on their laurels and do nothing, but I do think it means that everybody probably will be waiting for the next AC versus Photopia, which is coming to Switch next year and does look pretty cool, and I definitely want to check it out. But we're really waiting for that next AC. And with Pocket Camp being shuttered, it seems like we are pretty close. I don't think Nintendo and Animal Crossing would do this if they did not know when the next game was coming, if they did not know when they could next experience an onrush of this type of player and this audience for a new design-based, user-generated content type title. So Animal Crossing Pocket Camp shuttering, to me, means that Animal Crossing Next is closer than we thought. And could this be an early release for the Switch 2 in its first or second year of being out on marketplace shelves? I really think it could. And I think that would be a great way to bring in the casual audience, bring in the hardcore audience that fell in love with this franchise for the first time with New Horizons, and allow the Switch 2 to multiply its user base quite quickly and quite early. If you're telling me that there's a new Animal Crossing that I can only play on Switch 2, I'm gonna drop the $400. If I love New Horizons, maybe I'll try Photopia, but I'm really waiting for the next AC. In the meantime, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your take on today's topics in the comments down below and how you feel about my artsy, user-generated dark room. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.